park on the grass, because it tells a story about what's happening at schools like this, not just in Pennsylvania, not just in Middle Bucks, not just in Pennsylvania, but across the country. My name is Dr. Mark Covell, and I am the proud director here at Middle Bucks Institute of Technology. And I'm not supposed to be here, to be honest with you, and I'll tell you why. I went to college to be an English teacher, became an English teacher, was a dean of students, was an assistant principal, and here was my plan: 10 years in the classroom, 10 years as a building principal, 10 years in central administration as a superintendent, and then I was going to retire. So I wasn't supposed to be in career and technical education. And when I went to become a principal, there was an opening at the local career and tech center, which had an academic program. So I got the job as the principal there, and I'm there 3 months, and I said, I'm never leaving career and technical education. This is where I belong. Career and technical education is an incredible way to learn. It's an incredible learning experience in schools like this. The word is getting out. It's why you parked on the grass. It's why there's standing room only. There is room up front, and we are live streaming this. If you want to watch this in the lobby or any of our classrooms, you can see this stream as well. But when I found career and technical education, when I saw the engagement of students, I knew it's where I wanted to be, and it's why I'm here with you now, and I could not be more thrilled to be here with you. You're here because you're interested in Middle Bucks, and we love you for that. And so what we want to do is tell you a little bit about our school, a little bit about what makes us unique, and then we want to tell you about our application process, which is probably what you want to know most about and why you're here. And we hope that you'll get a chance to tour our building. Our students and staff have been working their tails off to make sure that you get to see our programs and what you're going to get to learn, see, and do in each one of those programs. Here's what I'm going to talk about as quickly as possible. All about Middle Bucks, the basics of attending, the application process timeline, and how you can learn more. And I'm going to introduce you to our assistant director, who's going to talk a little bit about the application process after I tell you about Middle Bucks. So what is Career and Technical Education, CTE? Career and Technical Education is career-focused learning, okay? It is learning by doing. We all love to learn by doing. We get to do it every day here at Middle Bucks. Learning by doing is the reason that YouTube is the #2 most visited website in the world. Because when it squeaks, when it creaks, when it doesn't work, we go to YouTube, we figure out what went wrong, and we teach ourselves through doing how to fix it. So what we get to do as part of the learning process here is to learn hands-on. Learn by doing. Real-world problems. In my English classroom, we tried to create problem-based learning, project-based learning for you. I did my best as an English teacher, but it certainly wasn't the same as having to figure out why that check engine light keeps coming on. It's certainly not the same as trying to get that design right for that customer or that client that you're working with. It's certainly not the same as having to put together a multimedia video you'll watch later for a client who's going to show it to a crowd of 600 people in November of 2025. That's learning by doing, and we do that here at Middle Bucks. We'd also let you develop real-world connections. Every one of our programs is advised by members of business and industry. Every fall and every spring, over 400 members of business and industry come here to advise us on what equipment we should buy, on what information we should be teaching as part of our curriculum. And we take that under advisement, and then we go ahead and we change our equipment or we change our programming to meet the needs of business and industry. It's why when you walk down to welding, you're going to see a robotic welder, because that's what industry demands. Over 400 business industry advisors that come to us every year, twice a year for our OACs, industry-recognized credentials, unique leadership opportunities. Did you see our awesome students in red jackets wearing Skills USA jackets? We recognize that you need an opportunity to build a community here at Middle Bucks, because you're going to be coming from one of 4 sending districts, one of 8 sending high schools. So we work to create leadership opportunities for you here at Middle Bucks. Skills USA is one option. Health Occupation Students of America is another option. All kinds of options for our students to learn and grow and build leadership capacities in ways that they never imagined. Open more doors and have flexibility and have employers competing for you. Twice this year, the Wall Street Journal is talking about students like you. They call students that have career and technical skills the new millionaire class. 2 days ago, the CEO of Ford wrote in Fortune magazine, "I've got 5,000 six-figure jobs open, ready, and available for mechanics right now." 5,000 right now, today. Hundreds of thousands of jobs in industries in this region alone in the next few years. And by the way, AI isn't coming for the mechanics. AI isn't coming for the electricians. AI is not coming for the welders. AI is not coming for the nurses. It's not coming for students that are learning in a career and technical center like ours. So, what do you get out of a career and technical education? Well, when I graduated high school, I went to a high school in the north suburbs of Chicago where 98% of us went to college. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of where. What was I able to do after high school? I was able to go to college. I did not have a skill that I could take and turnkey into a wage while I was learning. If you come here and you earn a certification, if you come here and you earn an industry-recognized credential, go to college, please. Plenty of our students do. But you can earn while you learn. You can have another door open. You would be a great electrical engineer having studied electrical technology at Middlebucks Institute of Technology. You would be a great structural engineer if you knew welding from Middlebucks Institute of Technology. Go to college, supersize your education, but here at Middlebucks you're going to end by getting some sort of experience, skill, certification in that area. So we believe that that gives you a competitive advantage. Our students in medical and health, go talk to them. Maybe some of them were on their clinical today at the hospital. When they go to apply to be a nurse or a nurse at college for nursing, pre-med, nurse practitioner, they don't think they want to be a nurse. They don't think they want to be a nurse practitioner. They know. They know for sure. And the reason they know is because they had clinical hours at the hospital today. They saw blood. They saw needles. They worked with patients. They took blood pressures. They didn't get to college and faint the first time they saw a needle. College, yes. Career, sure. Earn while you learn, absolutely. The goal of high school, I hope for every single high school student, is to open doors for yourself. Think about the doors you can open if you come to a school like ours. So let's tell you about Middlebucks. We've been around for over 50 years. You choose to apply to MBIT and you take on our added academic component. Our grades factor into your home school grades. When you graduate, your diploma will say your home district. We are an arm of your sending district. You come here to supersize your education in these areas. What we're looking for is the right student in the right program for the right reason. And Ms. Doherty is going to tell you a little bit more about that. But what that means is that you are picking the right program, hopefully after taking a tour tonight, engaging with the teacher, learning about the curriculum, and then you're there for the right reason, and you're studying and trying to maximize your education because students are clamoring for the seats here. There are people that want those seats so badly. So if you're going to take one of those seats, we want you to take it seriously. And then what I like to say is I want you to think about CTE, Career Technical Education, as an and option, not an or option. You don't come here if you want to go to work instead of college. You come here because you want to learn a skill and go to college. We're an and option. We're not an or option anymore. Who are we? Well, I like to think we're some of the best in the business. And there are plenty of people that have told us that, so I'm starting to believe it. Bottom left, that's Mr. Hamovitz. He's one of our welding teachers. He didn't like the way that the textbook was reading on one of the welding chapters. He called up and said, I think this could be better. They said, oh yeah? And he said, oh yeah. They said, well, then why don't you write it? And he said, I will. So now Mr. Hamovitz is one of the textbook authors of the textbook used in the welding program. You have Ms. Appleton up top there, was a finalist as the Pennsylvania Teacher of the Year, not the Career and Technical Teacher of the Year, one of 12 finalists across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for Teacher of the Year. Below her you see Ms. Midget, our dental occupations teacher, recognized by National Occupational Testing, I'm sorry, I always get this wrong, Ms. Doherty, National Occupational Competency Testing Institute. NOCTI Teacher of the Year, National Career Technical Teacher of the Year. Our teachers here are superstars. They have to have industry experience in order to apply to be a teacher at Middle Bucks. At least 5 years of wage earning experience in these professional areas. They know what they're talking about. They've seen it, they've done it, they're giving you good advice, they're teaching you the skills you need to know. All right. I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Doherty. Ms. Doherty is our Assistant Administrative Director, and then I'll take the mic back from her in a moment. Ms. Doherty.
Good evening, everyone. So I just want to give you a little bit of an overview of what Middle Bucks is all about and what your day can look like. But before I do that, I also just want to point out, we have a student influencer program. Those are students who help us create content for social media. Those are students who give tours around the building. Highly recommend checking out all of our social media pages. Most of our programs have their own Instagram page. Our students are creating day in the life vlogs so you can see what it looks like going from Central Bucks or Council Rock or William Tennant or New Hope Solebury, coming here for half of your day. Highly recommend. We serve 4 districts: Centennial, Central Bucks, Council Rock, and New Hope Solebury. Dr. Covell already mentioned this. We are an extension of those districts. We are part of your sending school districts. When you attend Middle Bucks, you still graduate from your sending school district. Your diploma still says your sending school district. You still have all of your core academics back at your sending high school. We essentially take the place of your elective classes.
Oops, sorry, I did that. My bad. It's hard to get it. Go back.
There we go. We have 2 sessions. We have a morning session and an afternoon session. Generally speaking, most of our first year students attend in the morning. That morning session starts at 7:45 a.m., ends at 10:20. Afternoon session starts at 11:25 a.m. and ends at 2:10. You have lunch back at your sending school. And over here, you'll see transportation is provided by your sending school district. So you don't have to worry about getting back and forth. They take care of that for you. Grades 10 through 12. So generally, students will start in 10th grade. Our programs are all structured to be 3 years long. Level 100 is first year, 200 is second year, 300 is third year. There is no tuition associated with attending Middle Bucks because we are an extension of your districts. There are some fees associated with the programs, and that's important to know up front. Supplies, tools, equipment, student activity fees, things like that. If you have specific questions about what those look like for a particular program, Student Services is at the top of the steps. They'll be able to answer those questions for you. Yep. All right, the application process. So application process is actually underway. When you are applying to Middle Bucks, it is not first come, first serve.
Say it again.
It is not first come, first serve.
Say it again.
It is not first come, first serve.
There we go.
We want the right student in the right program for the right reasons. So we want you to be thoughtful about your application, okay? Applications are open now. They close on January 31st. You will have a lot of opportunity between now and then to make a thoughtful and educated and informed decision. You're here tonight, that's a great first step. You probably had a presentation at your sending school. You probably have a tour scheduled. The biggest piece of advice I can give you is come over and shadow. Shadow one of our students in 1 or 2 programs that you are highly interested in. That is going to give you the most realistic experience of what it is like to be a student at Middle Bucks. When you are submitting your application, best piece of advice I can tell you, show yourself to us, okay? Maybe you have a YouTube channel where you bake cakes and you post it on YouTube, tell us that. Send us the link. Put it in an email to us. Maybe you've worked on cars with your dad or your grandfather since you were 3 years old. Tell us that. We want to know that, okay? Let us see who you are outside of what's on paper. Applications will close January 31st. We will then begin the application review process. So that looks like collecting documentation from your sending schools, meeting with some of your school counselors, and just trying to get a whole picture of who you are as a student.
Ready?
Yep. So how do you decide if we're right for you? You have the opportunity to take a career interest survey at your sending school or through Middlebucks. Talk to your school counselors at your sending school, okay? They can make program recommendations. Talk to the instructors here. And again, sign up for shadowing. Best piece of advice. That is the best way to understand what it looks like to be a student here. How to learn more. This is a great first step. Like I said, you're here tonight. See as many programs as you can. Visit our website. Follow us on all social media. Check out our programs' Instagram pages as well. And then sign up to receive our newsletter. And how can you make yourself stand out? Remember, our goal is right student, right program, right reason. Okay? What do we look for? We look at your grades. Okay? We want to see that you're giving it your best effort. These are rigorous programs. If you are interested in electrical technology, this is your AP class. Okay? Attendance. Attendance is extremely important. Our classes here are 2.5 hours every single day, 5 days a week. So if you miss a day, it's a lot of material that you got to make up. So we want to see consistent attendance at school. And then behavior. We are giving you access to millions of dollars worth of equipment, circular saws, welding torches. We have to know that you can safely operate them. Dr. Cobell.
Thank you, Ms. Doherty. Isn't she awesome? She made a really good point. I'm going to go back to it because you repeat things when they're important. Grades are part of the picture. Grades are part of the picture, they're not the whole picture. Attendance is part of the picture, not the whole picture. But if you come here and you're in a program like cosmetology, where we're governed by the State Board of Cosmetology, they tell us how many hours of clinical you must have in order to get your license. So we don't want you to have a problem with attendance and then not be able to get that license. And then based on, again, what we talked about, the popularity of career and tech ed, we also wouldn't want you to take the seat of somebody who's dying to get that seat in cosmetology and was going to be able to be here every single day. So attendance is part of the equation as well. But that behavior piece, folks, man, you got to be safe here at Middlebucks. Safety is number one. You're going to see safety glasses when you go into the shop areas. Our students, if they catch me without my safety glasses, they get rewarded for that. Safety is everything in a school like this. We have to be able to trust you with our power tools. Parents, how many teenagers would you allow in your basement with welding torches? Because we've got 40 in ours, okay? We have to operate safely. How many teenagers would you want to have circular saws in your garage? We've got 50 at a time. So you have to be safe, right? So that's really, really important. All right. You've heard about multimedia as one of our programs. Let's see what they put together as a video for tonight. You talk about project-based learning. Here's a project they did for us. How they do? So if you love being creative, if you love making movies, if you love making vlogs, you like making videos, maybe multimedia is the program for you. All right, if you come to Middle Bucks, you got to learn to build community together. We got to know that you're the right student in the right program for the right reason. And this year, for the first time that I'm aware of in our history, at our fall leadership event for Skills USA, Middle Bucks won the Spirit Award because we have spirit in Middle Bucks. Let me just give you a little taste. So let's see if you got spirit from Middle Bucks. I say MB, you say? That's right. I say MB, you say? I say MB, you say? MB! 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 Have a great night, everybody. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you need help or assistance, student services at the top of the stairs. My name is Dr. Cavell. I'll be here all night. Have a great night. See all of our programs. Thanks, everybody.